Hello, people of the internet. This is Mr. B once again, and I'd like to welcome you back to the 25th day of Spooptober, the month of Spoops. When we last left off in Parasite Eve, we beat the game and we unlocked the EX mode, which allowed us to show you the Chrysler building. Now, since then, I have made some progress, obviously. I got myself to level 99 again, and I played through the point where I was in the museum once more, mostly because in between each days you get extra bonus points, plus, the bonus points you get from being level 99. I did this specifically because hopefully this gives me enough power to manage actually beating the final boss, like without having to beat the game again. Now, you may notice I do not have the P90 right now. It is the AK-47. The reason for that is I got another junk gun. I actually spent time doing another junk gun because the P90 doesn't hold. It doesn't have as many slots as the AK-47. As you can see here, I have 7 slots used, but I have an 8th one open. The P90 is limited to 7. So it's the kind of situation where I got the AK-47 because it's got some unique abilities. It has critical percentage increase and counterattack. So I thought that might be a little more useful than what the P90 had on it. And I will fill up this slot eventually. There is a ability I do want to get. But either way, you saw that was 450. This is 200. So we are set. I think we could climb the tower all the way to the top at this point. If anything, if we needed some added bonuses, we can actually just like I've told you before, we could steal bonus points from all of the gear that has bonus points. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the Chrysler building and we're just gonna climb this son of a bitch. Now, I'm not climbing 60 floors, obviously. Actually, let me double check before I go. But yeah, I'm not climbing 67 floors in one day. We've got basically... Yeah, there you go. We got about 6 days. Now, I'm going to admit, one of those days will be for Echo Night to do the other endings, but the rest of the days is just for climbing the Chrysler building. I've got plenty of time for that. So, I learned some interesting things while going through the Chrysler building, because if you remember, the 9th floor kind of tied us up, like, really badly. It was... I feel like it was impossible geometry. Building, like, rooms were twirling into themselves, and I just lost my way. I redid the 9th floor. However, apparently I forgot when you beat a section of floors in the Chrysler building, when you beat the first 10 floors, the whole thing rearranges again. So basically, the map I made doesn't work anymore. At least for the 10 floors that I've already been inside of. In fact, let me just double check it. Yeah, the well, this looks normal, but it did rearrange a little bit. I'm not sure what controls that, to be honest. Luckily, it seems floor 10 might be immune to that change. So, I'll take that as I get it. But either way, yeah, let's do 11 through 20. If you recall, we're going to get some nice new music. If I recall, what was that? The Central Park music? I feel like that's Central Park, but I might be wrong. Okay, T intersection. Now, yes, it's still going to be the same thing with me going through every bit of the floor just to get the nice hidden gear, because why not, right? We need all the help we can get, and we need to find those rare T cards. Now, unfortunately, I do not have attack first, but kind of offshoots it with the power of the AK-47. The range specifically is nice, as you can see there. There you go. And also, being as strong as it is right now, it packs way more of a punch. So there we go. Sure, why not? We have nothing on us right now, so we can at least take advantage of the free medicines. It's not particularly strong. We have all of our powers, but it's better than nothing, right? Ooh, already got a room. Let us see if we get any treasure or see any unique enemies. Ooh. I'll just stick that on the top hat. SP suit. Did we ever get a suit? I don't remember. It's not that important though. I actually do have a specific item I want to get. It's the, I want to say it's the CR Armor 2. That one is the best for, well, just in general, because it's got the most pocket space, and in this game, basically, the more slots, the better, because that's the more abilities you can fit in, because all the stats you can just modify with the BP, the bonus points, but you can't modify how many slots an item has, so I try to go for the more the better, and luckily just the better stuff seems to have more naturally. Yeah, dead end, okay. So that's my tip. I have the Brady Guide, and the Brady Guide basically just marks off every weapon and gear and kind of tells you what they can fit in it. Now, I don't know if there is guides and walkthroughs for that specifically, but generally, you are going to find something with at least, like, the best gun is going to have at least 7, like the machine gun. Armor, I want to say it's, I don't know if it's 8 or 9. I think the most you could get, though, is 10, because that is a certain handgun. In fact, I think it is the gun you get from Torres. I might be crazy, but it is like a gun you get very early in the game. That one has 10 slots in it, but the trade-off to that is you are using a relatively weak gun to start with, so it's not as easy to get more powerful like a junk gun, because this is stronger than the rocket launcher that you get, which you use as a kind of a last resort if you're having issues. So in that regard, handgun, you might start off a little weak unless you want to try for one of the junk guns. And some of the junk guns do have like unique abilities, like you saw with the AK-47. It has critical percentage up and counterattack. Counterattack is on some other gear, but critical percentage up is unique to the AK-47 and the mag rifle, which can only be gotten through junk. Either one of those, it's a junk gun. Ooh. Aha! I have enough bullets for all of you. Ow. But hey, actually we're getting some unique enemies. I mean, it's just things we've already fought, but whatever. At least it's not the same as the first 10 floors. Hopefully soon, though, we'll find the Chrysler-specific enemies, and that's when things will start getting fun. Because the Chrysler building does ramp up in difficulty with each floor, and with that, not just boss enemies, but like the unique enemies that they... Oh, that was counterattack. There you go. That was counterattack in action, and that was awesome. But yeah, like the unique ones you're gonna find here are going to kick your ass if you're not ready, or they're gonna be super annoying. Problem is, I can't talk too much about it because, well, I haven't seen them yet. I'd love to talk to them, but that would spoil all the fun. Let's just do that. There you go. Hit me. You didn't even do good on that, but there you go. That was also a counter, so I'm not bitching. But other than monsters, yeah, the Chrysler building, just as you would expect, has the ramped up versions of each weapon type. There's even a super club and a super rocket launcher. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that the club is just still doesn't matter unless you want to steal items, and the rocket launcher, while it gets a nice buff and damage, it doesn't matter. The problem with rocket launchers is they're not modifiable. So what are you gonna do? It is a limited ammo type, and you're not gonna add any abilities to it. So while it's cool for their first playthrough, especially if you don't know what you're doing, rocket launchers are actually weak once you realize how the customization system works. So you just kind of use something else. Ooh. I don't like how it's twisting. I'm already getting impossible geography again. There you are. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Oh well. But yeah, like I said, other than like the gear and stuff, the Chrysler building is known for two things. Other than the impossible geography I'm dealing with at the moment, there's also the fact that you can get the rare T cards. If you don't remember the rare T cards, the point of those guys is that Wayne wants them, for one. He's a nerd when it comes to gun training cards, and when you get them, there's two things that happens. I haven't shown you yet because, you know, I just kind of wanted to get out of here. But you can modify a gun twice, so you could give a gun 2 tune-up slots. So great if you do not have a lot of trading cards or mod permits, which are actually relatively rare in this game. Or, well, not just that, but after you get, I want to say it's 10. You get 10 rare T cards, you get access to the toolkit, which is infinite regular tools, which in its own is not bad. I mean, tools are relatively rare, so I wouldn't complain, especially if you've got a lot of guns to work with. Like, you've been playing a lot of replay, which my family used to do a lot. Like, my sister would beat this 5-6 times before she tried to take on the Chrysler building box, so you'd get a lot of gear to play with. And then, I don't think you had to get all of them, but I want to say around 15 T cards, if I'm correct. This is just going off of memory. That's when you have access to the Super Toolkit. Now, with the Super Toolkit, of course, it's going to be able to move things without destroying the gun. Opens up a whole world of possibilities because you have access to all the gun's abilities and their BP. So at that point, once you have that kit, you're going to get a massive boost in power if you don't mind just spending the time ripping off everything from everything. And then you can just play the game over and over again, get bonus points, and get more guns to rip stuff off, and it just becomes a vicious cycle until your gun is too strong. Now, you'd still have to fight the final boss properly. Like, at least I think with regular leveling, she's still gonna be difficult. I mean, even the guides, like, you know, force yourself to get to like 38, because it's really hard to even get to 38. But what that also means is, like, I've never fought her at level 99, or him, or it. What was it? I don't remember. Well, I do remember, but I'm going to be as vague as possible. I've never fought the final boss at level 99, so it's going to be a case of, am I going to tear through it without, like, much difficulty, and I'm just overhyping things? Like, even with a gun that's, like, bare minimum, because the guide's like, try to get over 400 attack, and try to get over 200 defense on your armor. That kind of situation. Would me being level 99 offset that? We're gonna find out. Now, obviously, it's not gonna be today, because I've got a whole week ahead of me, and considering how long the Chrysler building can take to explore, especially with all these crappy twists and turns, yeah. Let me see here. Oh, wait, this guy was a dead end. I apologize. But also, it gives me the issue of I have to talk to you guys by myself. and just try to figure out some relative topics to what the hell we're doing, which is running aimlessly through a building. So that's fun. But all in all, it's not too bad. I mean, it's just a chill day. We're enjoying the lead up to Halloween. I myself personally have got a nice selection of wonderful goodies that I will share with my family because they live next door to me. And we'll just chill, watch some scary movies, snacks on various cheeses and meats and such, and just have a good day. Not on Halloween, unfortunately. I do work, but on the 30th, we're going to take the day and just enjoy ourselves. So, you know, if you guys have the time, just chill out with the family once in a while. I'm sure plenty of you do already, considering the situation with all the things going on in the world, but if you haven't seen your family, I mean, even on Halloween, it's an excuse to just get together, relax, make something fancy, or just freaking buy sweets or a bunch of pumpkin crap, or even like, I don't know, what's a good fall treat, like apple cider and pumpkin spice bowl. Just enjoy it, have fun, just be together. Okay. I wish I find these way before I find the exit, so I don't have to do a frickin' complete go-around of the building. But oh well. Also, let's play a game. You try to guess what monster we're gonna fight at the end of this. Cause, I honestly thought the end of the 10th floor would be the crocodile, or alligator. I think it's alligator, because sewer gator. But, yeah, we got Spider-Woman instead, so just give me a shout out. What do you think is going to be on the top of the 20th floor? Now, we have a whole bunch of different bosses. I will assure you, I am not cheating with this. It's not going to be a completely new enemy, so don't worry. All your guesses will be valid from all the things we've experienced in the game so far. In fact, I don't think we have to worry about a new boss until floor 50 and floor 70, and then it's the final boss. So, just take a guess. We'll see if you're right? Drink water. Okay. Oh god, this is barely floor 12, and we're already at 18 minutes. Oh jeez. This is gonna be fun. I mean, I'm doing this to myself, really. I could totally skip stuff, but I didn't check what floors potentially have the things I want. So I'm just grabbing everything I can, even though I know that some stuff I don't need. I mean, some stuff I'm just grabbing it to own it, really. But there is kind of a guide on what floors, like what section of floors will have what you want relatively. In fact, it's in the Brady guide here. I could probably just look at it, but that ruins half the fun. And I'm pretty sure that all of the sections of 10 floors all have rare T cards regardless, so it don't matter. Okay. Monkey. Alright. Come on. There you go. Let's just... I saw you, snakes. But you can see definitely the difference in power, because, yeah, they're not doing anything to me. I don't think... Well, yeah, they did 5 damage, but that might have been poison from the snakes, for all I know. Which do not care about how high your defense is, so... Yeah, 200 defense plus being level 99. I think these 10 floors are not going to be a big deal. Okay. Next one, we're going to write with very small arrows. Come on, give us a prize. Give us something wonderful, something unique. And don't send me on twists and turns unless I find the dead ends quickly. We haven't split off yet. And there we go. I say something and then we split off. Okay, left. No, down. You know what? I feel like down is more likely to lead to a dead end. And I was right! Thank goodness. For once, I made the correct guess. Elevator already? Is the gods blessing me with a short floor? Because I don't mind. No, then he does this crap. Okay, I'll go left. Mostly because if anything, it's gonna bottom out. We've been moving left, so I'm gonna... I talk and then it does things like this to me. No, I'm going back. That's too many twists and turns. I'm going back. Because down is definitely dead end. And if I'm wrong, well, I've been wrong several times, so it's nothing unique to me. Okay, this looks like a dead end. Yes, alright, perfect. So there you go, you gotta try to guess the way it's moving to see where the dead ends be. Which is why I have a piece of paper and a pen and little patience with myself. Let's just end this, please. But yeah, now that I have you, my lovely, lovely audience, and we're gonna be together for at least a little while, tell me, is there anything you've been wanting to see from me? Because, I'm sure some of these games you've never even heard of, and to be frank, I didn't hear of them either. So, classic games. And we're not even particularly limited to PlayStation, that's just my comfort zone. Let me guys know if there's anything of peculiar interest to you that you might want to see. Now, I myself have already got a few games that I think would be fun. I mean, there is Legend of Legaia, which I feel is almost criminal that it never saw, like, even the PlayStation 3 store, which it grabbed a bunch of the classics, and I feel that personally was a huge classic, and a lot of people seem to love it, but it's gotten no love. And it's a unique RPG. I mean, if you've never heard of it, the game style is kind of based on your D-pad, because what happens is it has a fight screen, like what's the best way to put it? It's turn-based. It's a turn-based RPG, so you have time to plan. You're not getting attacked like it's Final Fantasy or something like that. And what you do is you plan your moves. Now, so that means, like, you could try to run away, of course, attack, or use magic. Now, the attacking is very unique because each of the face buttons, well, each of the D-pad buttons is a type of attack. Ooh, we got another rare card. But, yeah, like, for example, up is high kick, down is low kick, left is left arm, right is right arm, if I recall correctly. So, you got a action bar, basically, that gets bigger as you get stronger. And, yeah, you start with, like, I think depending on the character, 2 to 3 slots that you can fill in. And you can expand that bar forcefully. There's like a spirit action that lets you just increase the bar. So basically, you could get it up to 9, and you just do different attack combos. Like I do up, down, up. I do a somersault and stuff like that. And that's pretty fun. You can make up your own combos, but there's a whole bunch of different moves each character learns, and there's like super secret moves, and there's an ultimate move, the miracle art or something like that, if I recall. And that's a fun gimmick. You don't really see things like that, or at least I haven't seen anything that looks like that, so it would be nice to go through it again, because Legend of Legaia, I did appreciate the story of it, even though I was fairly young and I was stupid on what made a good RPG or not. I just kind of liked the idea of RPGs in general. I grew up, like, when very young, I was playing Nintendo games and Sega games after that, but when I started thinking about games, when I actually started caring about the story and whatnot, I'd say it was when the PlayStation came out, so when I was about, not 8, I want to say I got it at 9, so 1999? Because I don't claim I got any of these on the days they came out. I highly doubt that. Especially since I didn't own a PlayStation in the beginning. What happened is my cousin lived with us, and I don't remember if she convinced her mom to get the PlayStation or if she bought it herself. I think she convinced her mom, because I don't think she was old enough to have a job yet. Like, she's my older cousin, but I don't think she's that much older off the top of my head. I wouldn't ask her age, that would just be rude. But, yeah, no, we brought it home. First game we got was Resident Evil, of all things. I think we got some other ones, but, like, Resident Evil was the first one we popped in. She immediately hated it, but my sister basically gained a lifelong love, because to this day, she will play a Resident Evil game if you hand it to her. Brand new, one she's never touched before. God forbid if anyone ever gives her, like, Dead Aim or Gun Survivor. I don't want to force her to play such a terrible thing, but who knows? She doesn't have a computer of her own, so it's not like she can, like, emulate it or something, but still. I wouldn't force that terror on anyone. KV suit. I think suits are unique to this mode, to be honest. There you go. That room was nothing. But either way, yeah. First game was Resident Evil. Specifically, it was the director's cut, if I recall correctly. So it had, like, the special arrange mode, and I think director's cut, obviously by the name, it had extra scenes and stuff like that. I might be nuts, but I can only assume. And after that, I think we got Parasite Eve around the same time. Either that or Final Fantasy VII. And, oh god, why would you give me this room? This is an impossible room. So, I'm gonna go up and hope it just ends. But yeah, like, we got Parasite Eve, I want to say. Then soon after that, it was, I want to say, Legend of Legaia. Parasite Eve, it was okay with my cousin, but my dad kind of grabbed on it really hard, which is kind of hilarious, because he was old school gamer. Like, he was Asteroids in the Arcade kind of gamer. So it was a fun thing. It's a lot of good memories of just playing video games with my dad, and I do a bunch of stuff with my dad in general. Like, we played Pokemon cards for years. We collected cards for years. Ooh, 14th floor. I'll write that down real quick. And, like, he doesn't play modern games. I think it's just too much for him, but he does pine for the PlayStation era occasionally. I might bring my PS3 over. We can play a little bit of stuff that he liked, Parasite Eve or something. But, yeah, I kind of got my appreciation for this stuff because both my dad and my mom were very open to stuff like this. Especially, like, I guess games with a big old story to them, because even, like, Mom loved Legend of Zelda, like the original Legend of Zelda, so we were already into the big adventures and everything. And in a way, I guess Super Mario Bros. 3 is also a big old story. I mean, it is a really good game. You can't deny it. It's still a masterpiece the way it is right now. I'm rambling, but it doesn't matter. I'm going through the Chrysler building, and all you have is rambling or just the sound of silence, so... But yeah, if you guys can think of something we can play, because I played a lot of things over the years. Like I said, with the Parasite, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy 7, 8. I didn't touch 9. My cousin did, but I never touched 9. Vagrant Story, which in an odd way is actually related to Final Fantasy. Legend of Gaia. Saga Frontier, of course, but I'm not playing that again, at least not anytime soon. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, one of my favorite games, next to Saga Frontier. What else? Cartia, The Words of Fate. That one's a very interesting one. That one's a TBS, a turn-based strategy game. So, kind of on the same vein of Final Fantasy Tactics, almost. Except there wasn't a job leveling system. It was just kind of like each character had their own thing. And this was a dead end, wasn't it? I think this was a dead end. Yeah. But each character had their own thing. Like, some were good with light weapons, some were good with heavier weapons and stuff like that. But that wasn't the part that really mattered. It was a game that basically had a rock, paper, scissors kind of battle style, but it had nothing to do with the people. Cartia is actually a game about summoning units using magic cards. And so it's not like you find a specific card to use a specific thing, but more like... My controller stopped working. More like you find words of power, and with these words, you use cards to make different creatures or even equipment, your gear, your weapons, your armor. Like, it was a whole bunch of customization where you could make just a better piece of gear, or you can make a unit that could be stronger than your regular stuff. And there was 3 types. There was the normal types, shadow types, which killed the normal types very easily, like I said, rock, paper, scissors. And then there was the doll types that could kill the shadow types, and it was kind of like the normal ones, as the name would suggest, they kind of just like look like the normal form of the monster. The shadow kind of looks like a little more sinister, a little more evil, usually more tentacles, single eyeball, stuff like that. And the dolls were mechanical in nature, so I guess that makes sense. The machinery is not going to care about darkness, and we take care of machinery, so normal just destroys the machinery, and shadow destroys normal things, because we are afraid of the dark. And not only was that with, like, the monsters and items, but there was also magic, and by the same merit, you just basically put words together to make different spells. They were separated in elemental categories, so of course there was, like, earth, air, fire, water, lightning, like a whole bunch of different stuff. It was fun, and it was really interesting, and I really clicked with it because I was a big fan of TBS games, and I still am. I mean, I haven't played a good one in a long time. I mean, the last one I can think of that I played was either Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, or maybe the PSP Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lion, so it's been a long time, but I was always been a fan. I mean, it kind of shocked me when I found out Shining Force was a TBS for the Sega Genesis, because as a little kid, you didn't have any control what you bought, so it's just the kind of thing like, oh, this cool shit was on here and I never knew about it. But like with the Sega collections like that you can get on the PS4, or like even before that on like the PS3, the Xbox, it's like, oh yeah, you can see all these cool games, and yeah, I saw that. So I'm a really big fan of the TBS genre in general, so I'm not gonna bitch if anyone suggests anything like that. What else do we have here? What else is very unique? I guess Vagrant's story in its own was unique because, like I said, it's kind of just... It has Parasite Eve's battle style with the dome, but it's more of a medieval, Dark Ages kind of setting. So you don't use guns, you use like swords, crossbows, like spears, like a whole bunch of different weapon types. And it was a very dark setting, a lot of like murders and stuff like that, because it was kind of like a... I don't know if it was a murder mystery or something like that. Like, it was kind of like you were framed and you're dealing with the fact that everyone wants you, but you don't know exactly why. I mean, that's what I'm going off the top of my head. I could be just spouting nonsense, but I want to feel like you had a memory problem. But it was a very interesting game because with that dome mechanic, what would happen is you don't just target a guy in your dome, you could target like their individual body parts, which is really cool because that has the effect you think it does. You hit an arm enough and I think it would lower like the attack stats or stuff like that. You hit legs enough, it'll mess with how they move. You hit their head, I think it affects how well they do things. Like maybe it seals their skills, if I remember correctly, because they can't think about what they're doing. I that might be bullshit, but I know the other stuff isn't. But it was really unique because like Parasite Eve, it leaned hard into the customization because you make your own weapons, obviously. But instead of like just tearing stats off of something like Parasite Eve, it was like every weapon has a grip, every weapon has a blade, and then depending on the grip, there was like stones that would give different abilities. Well, more not abilities, more like different attributes, because all the weapons in Vagrant's story, they focused on damaging either using different elements or specific enemy types. Like, this is good at killing dragons, this is good at killing the undead, this is good at killing beasts, stuff like that. So you could get, like, a whole different combination of stuff, and there was even, like, different materials of what the blade is made of, which would affect the damage type, because obviously silver worked really well on the undead. There was, like, bronze and iron and steel, which is, like, your basic stuff. I think the ultimate was Damascus. Like, if you wanted a good weapon, it had to be made out of Damascus. And you can basically just try to combine stuff until you can either luck into Damascus, or there is an ultimate weapon in the game which kind of actually has a story to it. Like, it has it's you know, it's this, get this blade and I will have the power to do whatever I need to do, yada yada. So you could find this weapon later on after dealing with the final boss, and its unique attribute is it's always made of Damascus, and it combines with anything and turns it into that weapon but Damascus. So it was the kind of thing where after you beat the game once, you could go to the extra dungeon, kind of like this, and just try to find the creature that dropped it, which I think was like a living set of armor. Because, yeah, they have your typical monster tropes. You had your undead, your giant dragons, you had lizard men, you had eldritch monstrosities, I think. I could be mistaken, but I think there was some weird tentacle stuff somewhere. I'm hoping for some weird tentacle stuff in here, but who knows. There it is! Damn, a monster! One of the first unique enemies of the Chrysler Building. The Mimic. Look at that ugly thing. Tell me what the hell that is. Actually, it's not even a mimic. What this guy is he's called the Treasure Box. And yeah, as the name would suggest, they hide in chests in this game. And they actually do a ridiculous amount of damage. We got lucky because they are affected by tranquilizers, which is the reason why he was just staying right there and letting me shoot him horrifically. So, good for us. But hey, now I can talk about the Treasure Box. That guy could do a shitload of damage. I mean, he only did 8, but that was kind of like his little wake-up move, like, haha! So, I didn't expect much. Mostly it's I don't know if you could tell from its sleeping form, but it had 4 stalks coming out of it, tentacles, as to say. I remember that could do like 400 damage depending on like what you were wearing, because it just hit like a truck. So treasure boxes are actually a legitimate threat. So if you are in danger for any reason, you've gone into a treasure room with very little health, heal up before you bother going further, because that thing can and will kill you. Luckily, we tranked it right away after it hit us with the counterattack, so it kind of saved us. I don't know how much damage it could have done at level 99. We'll maybe see later, but it's never a random encounter. It is, if you found a treasure box, that chest was meant to have it. So you don't have to worry about randomly finding it in the halls. Unfortunately, that means it's going to be a while before we find the next enemy, I think, because that one's kind of bound to higher floors than this one. Like, I want to say at least halfway before you see it. But it's nice to see the treasure box, and hopefully we'll see more of those. Especially considering I think that revive was just an item it drops. I don't believe it has treasure chest items on it. I might be wrong, but I think it's just like they have like good potions and revives on them when they die, if you're lucky. So I don't mind fighting it, especially since, well, you don't get to see it anywhere else in the game, so might as well enjoy a unique enemy, right? But either way, yes, we were at Vagrant Story. Now where shall we go? Trying to think, but I was kind of a poor, well, not a poor kid, but I was a kid, so I didn't buy my own games, so I kind of bummed off of whatever the family got. And this might be actually this might be prudent to the day and age, because at this date Dune has just been released, the remake anyway. Well, I guess you wouldn't call it a remake. Dune's just a story. Someone decided to make their own version, but either way, yeah, my family unironically loved the David Lynch movie from the 80s. Like, they fucking love Dune. And not just the movie, like, my dad read the books and everything, so he was really into that stuff. And lo and behold, the Sega Genesis had Dune, The Battle for Arrakis, which was a RTS game, real-time strategy, which I haven't seen in forever. That might be my fault, because I know there's some, like, modern Command & Conquers and stuff, but I don't really see RTSs anymore. So it was a really nice game to kind of introduce me to that genre. Now, obviously, I've seen more since then, because, oh wait, now that I think of it, I hate to say this, I have to go back, because I went back because of the turn, I think. Yeah, I think I gave up the north path, like, right at the beginning, because I'm like, this is going too far, and I'm worried it was going to get to the end, but I just found it. But yes, either way, yeah, I found, we played Dune on the Sega Genesis. Really fun game. It went through, it was the kind of thing where you start with mining spice, and then it's like destroying your enemies, and of course you would either be the Atreides, the Harkonnen, or I think the third one was called the Ordos, but I don't think that was a book thing. I think that was something made for the game just so they could have 3 factions. I mean, it's quite possible. But it was a fun thing to have. I mean, they made up some crap of their own, like certain units that you wouldn't see in the movie universe, but it was fun. And the PlayStation got Dune 2000, which it just basically rehashed the same thing, except it had the modern graphics of the PlayStation 1. And as the same, like most RTSs, I enjoyed it. I enjoy, oh God, of course, I enjoyed, what was it, Warcraft 3? yeah, Warcraft 3, so it's just a whole bunch of commanding a whole bunch of units to kill your enemies. It's great. But yeah, we had things like that. My cousin had Spyro, which I guess due to the day and age I came from, I didn't really care for too much. I mean, it was a platformer, yeah, but I grew up with Mario 2D scroller, so it didn't really catch my attention too much. I mean, we played through it together, but I think that was just to play with my cousin, because she was like one of my best friends as a kid. And we didn't play anything like Crash. I've never touched Crash. I've never touched... what's another one? Ratchet and Clank, stuff like that. And then again, is Ratchet and Clank like those, or is that something else entirely? I might be stupid. But, you know, there was Spyro... what else? Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, which is a god-awful game, and I would not really play it unless I was forced to, because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! With the most bullshit made-up rules. Like, it went by... how do I put it? It went by classic anime rules, so, like... you couldn't... no, you could just play anything in the first turn. It wasn't like tributing monsters to do stuff, so they copied the anime of that, and you didn't like use polymerization to fuse things. You just combined cards. Basically, you pick a number of cards to play at the same time, and they combine. And the problem with that is there was no definite combination, so you could just bullshit a bunch of different things, mix it all together, and just try to make something super strong. And that game just made little sense, and it was easily broken because a lot of the enemies could just easily tear you apart. The only fun was summoning Exodia, and it was super easy because you always had to have 5 cards in your hand, so you just discard your entire hand for all the fusion and then just wait to get those 5 pieces. So, kind of easy to break the game if you have the pieces of Exodia, but it's the kind of thing, either win to get the pieces, or I think they had a gimmick where, I don't know if the new cards have it, but on the old cards in the corners, they had a combination of, I want to say numbers and letters, or it might have been just numbers. You could input those into the game to get those cards, and lo and behold, I had a not a gaming magazine, but a card magazine, and I think I bullshitted some of those numbers from Exodia. I did have some pieces, and eventually I did get all of them, but it took a while, long after that game. So, that's one I wouldn't look forward to playing again. What else did I play? Oh god, I remember what I played. My sister, bless her heart, is a Star Wars fan. I don't remember when she particularly got into Star Wars. I want to hope it was before The Phantom Menace. I don't remember exactly. I might be wrong, and she might have gotten into it because of The Phantom Menace, but because of that, we got a slew of Star Wars stuff, like figures and like posters and blankets and a whole bunch of stuff, and that included video games. Now, we got the Phantom Menace video game, which honestly, it's just the movie. It's not too bad. It's not god-awful. But we also got some really crappy ones, like, I want to say, was it Rebel Squadron, something like that? There was a multi-disc Star Wars, like, shooter game. You were an X-Wing, and we just beat that in a night. Multiple discs, and we beat it in a night, and we were just so disappointed because it wasn't even particularly fun, so that one was a disappointment. However, there's a Star Wars game I spent a long time playing, and knowing what I know now, it's kind of embarrassing. I spent all that time playing. But yes, my dear viewers, I not only played, but trained at doing the moves in Star Wars Masters of Terras Kasai. So, yeah, I wasted a whole bunch of my time learning the combos and stuff like that, and beating it with all the characters and unlocking everything. In hindsight, that is a god-awful, terrible fighting game. But back then, oh boy, was that fun for me. I didn't have much experience with fighting games back then. I want to say, like, other than that, I might have touched Mortal Kombat at some point. I never owned, like, the original Mortal Kombats, but I have touched them. But I didn't know anything about them. I couldn't pull off moves. I didn't really, like, get, like, really strongly into Mortal Kombat until I got my Xbox, which my mom bought from my uncle. That's when I played, like, Deadly Alliance and Deception and stuff like that. And that's when I really got into Mortal Kombat. I can play a modern Mortal Kombat very well. But back then, it was just Masters of Terras Kasai and Primal Rage, which, I mean, honestly, it's just Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs, and I love it. I still love it. I mean, as a kid, I was that annoying shit kid that would bug you about dinosaurs, but it's a game true to my heart. The Sega version that I got looks like garbage. It definitely doesn't compare to the arcades games, which I used to play in the laundromat, like, oh, so many years ago when the laundromat actually had games. And I just have a lot of memories of getting, like, hot dogs and sodas and just playing that stuff for what felt like hours. As a kid, I didn't know any better, but felt like hours as the family was doing the laundry. And yeah, I really loved Primal Rage. I freaking got into the internet years later just to get move lists and stuff, because as a kid I didn't know how to do the fatalities. In fact, as a kid I didn't know there was fatalities, or I think they're extinctions for Primal Rage. But that was kind of my only experience with fighting games, so I did not know what constituted suck at that time. Now I played a whole bunch. I mean, I play a lot with my various friends, like I said, the modern Mortal Kombats I've played, a lot of the Soul Caliburs, Marvel vs. Capcom, more of the old ones than the new ones. Like, in, I want to say high school, it was the kind of thing where you play for your seat. As long as you win, you get to keep your seat, and it would take, like, 10, 15 matches for people to kick me off, because that's when my hand would start hurting, and this was with a keyboard. So that's probably why my hand's all screwed up, but God, I can play a fighting game with the best of them on a keyboard, or at least I used to before the pain. Now it's just, I'm a controller fighter, I don't have much choice. I mean, I used to play the crap out of things like Mugen, which was fun, make your own fighting game and everything. But yeah, like I said, it was like I was used to, like, the button masher fighters like Marvel vs. Capcom. I didn't play things like old Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct. What else is there? Melty Blood. I don't play. At least I haven't touched things like Guilty Gear. Like, my friends are getting into, like, Guilty Gears, the new one, Strive, I want to say. And I mean, I'm not against trying it. I just kind of strapped for cash right now, so I play what I get, basically. But fighting game genre, I'm a fan. Especially, like, Injustice and stuff like that. Especially since I'm a big old comic nerd, I kind of inherited that from my father. The love of Batman and Venom and a whole bunch of fun stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my introduction to the fighting genre, is Masters of Terras Kasai and Primal Rage. I don't know what that says about me. Might explain a lot, but who knows. But other than that, I'm trying to think of what I've played in the PlayStation library. I guess I'm just thinking of things I've owned, because Back then, good old Blockbuster gave us access to some fun stuff, didn't it? I definitely remember that's how I got into Kudelka. Was my cousin rented it for a few days, and it was the kind of thing where I don't know why it stuck in my head. That ghost boss fight, the fact that you use pipes, it kind of just stuck in there. But there's also things like, what am I thinking? Persona. And not even the first Persona. I was introduced to Persona through Persona 2. We rented that for a while, and that enthralled me. And it's not even particularly because of the personas themselves. Like, the personas were great. I loved collecting, like, the cards to get them, but I also loved the process of actually talking down demons, becoming their friends, taking advantage of the speech system before you even fight them. That was such a neat concept when I was a little kid. Because, like, how often do you just talk to the bad guy and try to just be their friend and get their stuff so you can make friends of your own, right? So Persona held a special place in my heart, especially when the PSP came out and the PlayStation Store with the PS1 classics where I could play my Parasite Eve 1 and 2 and all that good stuff. I found the Persona series again. And not even from there. I did get Persona 2 from the store, but they did re-releases of the first Persona, which had a unique story, I think, for the PSP, the Snow Queen. I don't know if that was in the original. And also, Persona 2, I didn't realize was split into 2 games, because I don't know if, like, America got both of them originally, but with the PSP, you could play both versions. You could get the original one we played with in the PlayStation Store, but chronologically, that's not even the first game. The first game was the PSP one. So, was that Innocent Sin or something like that? Either way, I got to experience those games with the PSP, and that was great. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did play a lot of my old games again because, duh, I was so heartbroken that I couldn't play Saga Frontier. I mean, honestly, I tried hacking for the first time, but I never could figure out that stuff, so it was the kind of thing where I tried to put it into the PSP, but I just ended up with basically a damaged battery, and that's it, because I didn't manage to make anything work, and part of the hacking was you had to cut a certain wire on the battery for some reason, at least the thing I was looking at. But I still played a lot of fun things on that one. I discovered some games I never really touched before, especially since I shared an account with my best friend, who is still my best friend, and he showed me some of the games he grew up with, like Soikuyo. It's like a Journey to the West TBS game. So you had like the Monkey King and what was it, like the monk? What was the name of the monk? I don't remember. There's a monk, there's Paisley, Sandy, like all the classic characters from the Journey to the West. So I was introduced to that one, and I found some games that like I played on like demo discs and stuff like that, like Threads of Fate. I think Threads of Fate was a demo. Front Mission 3 was definitely a demo, and that was such a cool game. Honestly, I should try Front Mission 3 again, because I never really beat it, and I never really even got far. Hell, when there was the panic of the PlayStation 3 store going down, we went back and bought some important games. I've got like Xenogears now and stuff like that, so there's a whole bunch of stuff I just haven't had time to play, but thanks to you guys, I might have an option to, because hey, that means I just get to show it off to you, and if anything, I just need some encouragement more than anything else. And hey, who knows, maybe one day I'll buy a capture card and just save directly from there. Or, who knows, maybe people could throw some funds my way. But I doubt it, and honestly, I wouldn't want to take you guys' money anyway. Because I'm just doing this to just play games, really, just enjoy them, show my friends some of the stuff I grew up with, so I don't expect money from this. And then the 15 subscriber count that I have right now, I definitely don't see that in my near future, so hopefully you're at least enjoying going through Parasite with me. And hopefully you enjoyed all the horror games in general that I played this month, because that has been an epic on its own, especially with my job and everything. Sometimes I just get home and I am not in the mood to play, but I do it for you guys. Heck, I think I do have some plans for next month too, even. Now, I'm not gonna post every single day because I'm not going through that again, but I do have an idea to enjoy a classic game that I loved as a kid that I'm sure everyone loved as a kid. I might touch Pokemon, and not just touch Pokemon, I might do in honor of November, I might pull off a Nuzlocke. Probably one of the older ones, like, I don't know, I'm thinking Fire Red, Leaf Green, or something like that, but yeah, just enjoy that. Also, that cat took one shot, so that cat was super strong. But yeah, I might do, ooh, third card. I might do a Nuzlocke November, and we could have fun with that together, especially since I haven't touched a Pokemon in a while. Sword Shield was a little disappointed. I haven't even gone through the DLC, the Crown Tundra, or the Isle of Armor, so it'd be nice to just get back to Pokemon with a game I'm used to, a game I love. And, there might be some other things, but I'm thinking the Nuzlocke is going to take the most precedence at this time. So, if you guys are bothering to watch this, there's your hint on what's going to happen in the near future. Hope you enjoy it. Other than that, I'm not too sure. The future is full of possibilities, and I have a huge library of games to just go through. So there could be anything. Now, I might be at disadvantage of some things, because as the best friends would put it, specifically my favorite member, Pat, Xenogears specifically, not owning the disc might give me some trouble. Like, just having the digital game might screw me, because listening for the loading noise of the PlayStation is actually like an integral part of one of the zones, because it's like a giant tower, the Tower of Babel, I think he said it was. So if I go through Xenogears, that's going to be an interesting problem, isn't it? Because I might have problems with the jumps, because an enemy might spawn in and I will not able to jump because the game hasn't loaded and won't let me jump. Which is why you listen to the loading noise. But yeah, that is Mark's, Mr. B's talk of his past. I'm sure we will experience more together. I think I'm lost. Wait, no, I'm not lost. I just lost my point on the map real quick. I'm sorry about that. I do have a lot of stuff, though, because my family, despite not being rich, always made sure to spoil their kids, so I do have, like, a lot of general gaming experience, because I played the Nintendo, I played the Sega Genesis, I played the PlayStation, I had a Game Boy Advance, I had a PS2, an original Xbox, and then when I actually got my own job at 18, I think it was actually, the training was on my birthday of all things, my 18th birthday. I splurged. I got a Wii. No, wait. I got a 3DS for. No, a DS. I'm sorry. A Nintendo DS first and a Wii, I want to say on the same day. And then I got a 360 when I realized the Wii kind of limited, at least at the time that I bought it. So I got a Xbox 360 and chilled with that for a while. Mom, being the sweetheart she was, she got me a PS3 for my for Christmas, even though I never even considered it. At that point, I was just full Xbox 360. There's so many cool games on it, and it's just a shame I don't have a working 360 anymore, and I don't have all those memories that I have, because like Dead Space and let me see here. I'm trying to even remember what's on the Xbox, but I know there was a whole bunch of stuff like Dead Space, Halo 3, Dead Rising when that came out. That was great. Just a whole bunch of stuff I dedicated to that, and I just don't have access to it anymore. Who knows? I might find a Xbox 360 one day and figure out how to do that. If you can. I'm sure there's a way that you can. Because, I mean, the best friends recorded on their 360, I'm more than sure. If it was a 360, it might have been a PS3, and I might be stupid. But yeah, I had the Xbox for the longest time. Mom got me a PS3, and I discovered the joy of the online PlayStation Store. Like, I definitely owned way more digital games than I owned actual physical discs, because I just cared about playing the old PlayStations again. And I actually bought Saga Frontier off of eBay, of all places, so I could play it again. Because that was lost to time a long time ago, because it wasn't even my game, that was my cousin's, so she took it one day, and I just didn't have a chance to play it except emulating it. So I bought Saga Frontier, I bought another Legend of Legaia from eBay, because that was damaged to all hell. Being a child, what can you do? And then we got the total shift of going from the 360 love to the PS4, mostly because my best friend swore by Dark Souls, and I never really touched it before, and he was like, hey, they're remaking Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. I want you to play that with me. And he had the original version of Dark Souls 2 on his library, because I was still using his stuff at the time for the PS3. So I tried it out. It was really fun. I didn't expect it because, you know, in all the gaming magazines and stuff, it's like, this game is ridiculously hard. This is for people that hate themselves. So I wasn't expecting it to be as great as it was. So I got a PS4 mostly because Scholar of the First Sin, but also Bloodborne, because that was exclusive to the PS4, and I think it still is? I might be misremembering that, but I think that's still unique. So that became my love affair with the Souls series, and that's why I appreciate From Software as much as I do, because they made some great shit. I mean, especially Metal Wolf Chaos and stuff like that. If you watch The Best Friends, that was amazing. Being the president of the United States in Giant Mech, I mean, what could be better? Let's be honest. And I actually did buy Metal Wolf Chaos when they released it on the PS4. I just haven't really touched it yet. Hey, that might be something I can play. But I think The Best Friends are actually a driving force to why it was re-released. I mean, I could be just talking out of my ass, but I can't think of anyone else who played it. Then again, I don't watch many people, so. But either way, FromSoft hasn't really done me dirty, and I do appreciate them for what they are. The Souls series, I appreciated all of them, even though people are saying, like, Dark Souls 2 is the crappy one. And I'm just gonna be flat out honest, I prefer Dark Souls 2 over 1. It just feels better in general. And of course, by that logic, I emotionally connected to Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls 3 just feels so much better to play. Like, I've got the Dark Souls 2 memories, that stuff is ingrained in me, but Dark Souls 3 just feels awesome. There's the Club 4. So you can see here, that guy also has counterattack and first attack, as well as steal. And, I mean, 80 it's stronger than any normal gun you'd find through a regular playthrough, so... Hey, I finally found the Club 4. I think that is the ultimate club. Now, that doesn't matter. I'm not going to use it because I have max bullets, but it's nice to have. I can keep it on me. But yeah, after that, I got a Switch after the PS4, mainly because Pokemon. I mean, what can you do? I had to get it. It's the same reason I got a 3DS and all of that stuff, because I cannot deny my loyalty to the Pokemon world, and even though Sword and Shield wasn't particularly impressive, I still got it out of that loyalty. And well, I got Sword, I don't own Shield, but I'm looking forward to Arceus. I'm probably gonna get the Diamond and Pearl. If I can only get one, it would be Diamond, because that's the first one I bought, like, ever for the DS. So that has a lot of memories to me, but yeah, I'm probably gonna get that. And I do play the other Pokemon sub-series and stuff. Like, I don't really I haven't really played Ranger, but I own, like, all of them. But I love, like, Mystery Dungeons. Those were great. I played the old ones, like, getting all the Pokemon and everything. I have Super Mystery Dungeon, I just haven't gone through it, so... But that's for the 3DS. Was there one for the Switch, though? I think there was, but I'm not remembering which one it was. So, might want to play a Mystery Dungeon sometime soon, who knows? But yeah, got Switch for Pokemon, and of all things, the Switch became important to me for some other reason, and that's because for the PS4, we got Monster Hunter World, which, as a game series I never played. I didn't grow up with Monster Hunter. I didn't play it on the PlayStation 2 when it first came out. I didn't care. But then here comes my friend one more time going like, Monster Hunter is one of the best series you could play, and I was like adamant of, I've never heard of it before, I don't care, and then he just beat me down like he did with Dark Souls. So I played Monster Hunter World and never looked back. Just like Dark Souls, I fell in love immediately. I played through it wrong because my first weapon ever was a freaking heavy bowgun of all things, but I do appreciate the weapon despite the fact that it's not a particularly great weapon type. I eventually, after I beat the game, beat the first part of the main game, because before Iceborne, it was like, the last mission was like Xeno'jiva. I beat that with the heavy bowgun, and then I got into the Great Sword. So Great Sword's kind of my main go-to weapon. But yeah, because of Monster Hunter World, the Switch had Generations Ultimate, and I had to play that. I touched the DS version of 4 Ultimate, which... No, it was either DS or 3DS. I want to say it's 3DS, but I wasn't very particularly happy with that one, mostly because a game like that shouldn't be played on a small screen. So I gotta find a way to play 4 on the TV. I never played Try, and I can't find 1 or 2 for the life of me. Hell, I don't even have a working PlayStation 2 to enjoy them, so it don't matter. But yeah, I got Generations Ultimate for the Switch, and then of course Rise came out, and I had to play that. I'm still waiting for Sunbreak? I believe it's called Sunbreak to come out, so we can actually go to G rank and go through all the cool stuff there with the Vampire Elder Dragon. And that's something to look forward to for myself. I highly doubt I'm recording that, because I do not know how to record on the Switch. And I do not have the money to buy any gear to record on stuff, so... But hey, who knows, I might find something. PS2, you have ways to find things. I mean, I might not want to touch it because Monster Hunter 1 is a slow god-awful mess, but who knows? I might be convinced. Maybe I could play 2, who knows? So yeah, there's my gamer history. You guys discovered me after I got my PS5 and I decided to record me playing Saga Frontier of all things, because it was my favorite game ever, and of course, best friend, he was ahead of it before me. Told me that it was there. Single tear went down my eye when I heard that Saga Frontier was being remastered, so there you go. We have gone through my gaming history full circle, and now we're at the top of floor 20, so perfect timing. Let's end this. What is the boss? I hope you guys win. Which one did you pick? Well, not what I expected, because I thought that would be in the first 10 floors, but there you go. We got Double Gator. I shouldn't have spread that out because they are probably... Ah! Oh, they're not that tough. Never mind. The fireball was cool, but I'm sorry, guys, that you didn't stand a chance. Oh, that's sad. But hey, there we go. I'm not going to... Well, might as well hear the music, right? Let's see what the 20 to 30 has for us. Sewer day 1? I'm not sure. I mean, you think I just played through this game twice, I would recognize where all the music is, but no, I can't quite grab that in my head. Oh well. But yeah, I think... You know what? If it hasn't reshuffled yet... Okay, yeah, it hasn't shuffled. Let's go and meet Wayne. And let me give him these rare cards, just so you can see it. Because, might as well, right? I mean, we got a super tool now, so I can make an armor, at least. Move those BP, just combine some good gears on one of those suits, maybe. And we can just make something, and you can see how using the specialty card interacts with Wayne, because I did kind of deny you that the first time, but let's be fair, I went through 10 floors of the Chrysler building and beat the game, so it was 2.5 hours. I wasn't exactly in a rush to go back, so here, let's take a look. First of all, let's just see. The CR jacket looks the most promising, at least slot-wise. But this guy... Yeah, I think this guy has the innate strength I want. Because the upgrade, I'm mostly going for stats, because I never really changed up my armor too much, because why did it matter? I was gonna get another one, right? But, might as well. We might see something neat, who knows. But Wayne! Here. Let's tune up. The B-Hawk T card. Mama mia, this one's one-of-a-kind T card. Yeah, babe, are ya? Wanna quit me on a tune-up. So, we'll do the suit. And he's going to tune up, and now he's going to tell us... Here you go, nothing to it. For a T card that rare, I'll give you one more tune-up. Sure? Want another tweak? I'll do it. Let's see. The top hat had only 3 max, so already going to 4. That's a good sign. You know what? I'm not leaving you quite yet. Let's just go through the process of making a decent set of armor, because why not? And what better way to do that with this T card? Yes, he is going to say that every single time, so you're just going to have to accept it. And damn it. Never mind. That's fine. Let us get rid of all of this stuff. Specifically, I don't need the key 1 anymore. We can put the super tool in here. We'll save this in here until we actually have something better to use it on. Because T cards are still rare as hell, so might as well keep it for when we actually get that Skiar armor 2 I was talking about, or something else of that level. So we're just gonna put all this away. Who knows, I might get another 300 set of junk since I bothered getting another 300 for the AK-47. Who knows? But yeah, all that in there. Let us store the Club 3. I don't need you anymore. There we go. We'll keep the top hat on us for a minute. Put this. Whole bunch of neat stuff. Fortunately, they have almost no bonus points and almost no skills. There are some I do really want to get, but I think those are higher level guns, and they have unique skills only for the Chrysler building, so either way, not you. Do that. The top hat. We'll move this with a super tool. And this guy, 228. And 79 for the P energy, so not bad. Critical is exactly the same, but everything else is a bonus, so I'm not gonna bitch. Yeah, poison is one of the only things that can actually hurt me for a lot of these enemies, so I'm gonna move a poison resistance. We should have... Nah, I don't need health up yet. In the future, most definitely, but right now, no. We'll get one of these +1s. Where's our auto heal? Because I know we have several. There we go. Auto heal. And lastly, let's see here. Might as well make anti-stiffness too, because why not, right? I don't need the health right now. So, there we go. That is the new suit we're going to be working with right now. We're going to be mostly resistant to poison and stiffness. I don't think that is absolute immunity, but it does help a lot. So there we go. The top hat will be returned to here because I'm not going to throw it away. It's my top hat. But, yeah, I think this is where we're going to call it here, guys. I thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening to me prattle on for over an hour, but thank you for joining me for the 25th day of Spooptober, the month of Spoops. We're less than a week away now, guys. Halloween's around the corner. Get your snacks together. Spend time with your family. You got some kids, make sure to get them nice and ready for trick-or-treating if you guys are going to do that. I know a lot of people might be wary nowadays, but we shouldn't lose Halloween because of it. We shouldn't lose trick-or-treating because of it. So just stay safe out there. Obviously, you want to wear your masks and everything, but also, you know, make sure the kids' candy is all right. You don't want things to go bad. So, yeah, just stay safe out there, guys. You have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And hey, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye for now.